Hi guys, welcome back to a diary of a first time property developer. It's week 28 and this week we've been continuing with kitchens, bathrooms, utilities and internal storage.
And you can't learn this in a textbook. You've got to do it, you've got to feel it, understand what the steps are.
Entering flat one, we've got the internal cupboard in, storage cupboard, and the kitchen with an issue. Anyone that follows me on my other socials may have seen that on our weekly site visit, we decided that the space that the kitchen was taking up in Unit 1 was disproportionate to the amount of living space. What that means is we have ordered a new piece of worktop and we're going to shift the breakfast bar over so that we have some more kitchen space. What I'm doing today is just measuring to see what is the minimum comfortable space for the kitchen. As you can see where I'm standing, the wall comes in a little bit. I've had the tape out and I feel, I'm not a small guy and I feel quite comfortable with 80 centimetres, maybe even 70. If that is the case, then we will have our sink unit behind me and we may need to put a little bit of a spacer against the wall to bring it out that 10 or 20 centimetres more. I think the advantage would be going for 80 centimetres would be we could have the sink and the drainer fitted behind me, whereas if we went for 60 or 70, it would overlap into the breakfast bar. Where the guys have rested this new piece of worktop, it's given me an idea of what the space would be, and I find it a lot easier to be in the space and to fill the space rather than seeing it on paper. Okay guys, so currently I have put the spare bit of worktop giving us 80 centimetres, and then if it was to be reduced to 70, that would be the end of the tape. So where it would make a big difference is in the living area. I would say currently the living area is about 2 metres, and once we have moved everything we will be in line with the tape there, giving us nearly 2.5 metres. Unit 1 this week has had bathroom tiling done, including the floor, which is covered by some protection at the minute. We have 2 niches and they are either side of the shower. So we're going to have the mixer and then the pipe for the shower to the shower head. Not much happening in the bedrooms. I think the next time we see anything in the bedrooms will be paint. Entering Unit 2, another cupboard done and another bathroom. Again, floor is done. And I'm really pleased with the tiling. I think that going vertically has worked very well. We've got all good cuts. There's nothing worse than having bad cuts in the bathroom. This bathroom hasn't had a niche because it's already got the windowsill. So we hope that people that move in will take advantage of that. Moving into the kitchen living area. It just felt really good coming in here today. It might be the sun, might be the fact that we've got a lot of kitchens being done, but obviously I do this every week and it's not every week that I come here and I get that really good feeling. This is a nice flat. It's one of the smaller ones, but you can just start to feel how people may live in it. And I'll be honest, I was thinking back to when I bought my flat. It was a nice flat, but you're not living in a mansion for a first flat. So I kind of, it is exciting to think that this will be, or could possibly be, someone's first property, and how they're going to feel about moving in, and makes you think that you are doing the right thing by trying to do a little bit better than maybe some people would do. Okay, so in flat 3, you can see the floor is down. We've also gone vertically for those. So it runs up into the tiles on the wall. Again, no niche needed because we have the windowsill. In the corner, all of this pipework will be boxed in later. So in unit 4, which is the duplex, it's got the 2 rooms upstairs. The kitchen's in, the internal cupboard is in. Now, to most people, it's just a piece of green wood, but to us it was a 10-minute conversation on a Tuesday, or Wednesday this week, I think. And that is the cupboard in unit 4. So we had to decide how far it was going to come into the room, how far it was going to stick out towards the door. All very important things, I'm sure you'll agree. Again, feels really nice in here, very bright. Because unit 4 is a duplex, we have gone for a bath with a shower over the top. No tiling yet. There was some damage caused. We had a break-in and someone pulled that little piece of copper out there. So now that's repaired, we can get on and plasterboard that part of the bathroom. One thing we've not really been able to see is the floor up against the units, because all of the floors have the floor protection on. I found an offcut, and this is why we changed the worktop. Did I say units? This is why we changed the worktop, because our floor had this sort of detailing in it, and though it's not a match, we wanted it to look similar to the flooring if we could. Upstairs and into unit 5. Now, unit 5 looks very much like unit 1, but we do not have the issue with space in unit 5, because unit 5 has incorporated what was going to be some communal area, and we've managed to put that into this flat. So unit 5 is one of the bigger flats, though it is still 1 bedroom. Hopefully we will have some tiling in these bathrooms this week. Unit 6 is similar to unit 2 downstairs. Currently the difference is that we have a breakfast bar. Now, I was asking last week for people's opinions, and I think that looks-wise it looks better without, but I think for actual practicalities of living in a small flat, it's good, because you can have it as your work from home space. You could also still use it as prep, but I think if you are working from home, you're more likely to want the space at a lower height. And the last flat, flat 7, again has the breakfast bar. 6 and 7 have sinks and hobs in. Unit 5 has not got a hob in yet, because it has a downward extracting hob. I don't think those are currently on site. Right, it may have seemed a bit rushed, but I am on 1% battery, so I will do my outro from the car. Okay, so I've actually gone and put the handle on. The handle for my camera has some battery in it, so hopefully we can keep going for a little bit longer. Something else that happened last week, I met the guys from ALS on site. They do some electrical connections for UK Power Network. Anyone that watched some of my videos previously will know that we had to get new power into the building. What has happened is, because the digging, or some of the digging, happened on site and behind our hoarding, when the guys came to reinstate, they only reinstated outside of the hoarding. So I contacted UK Power Network, and I've got to say, for people that, or a company that pretty much has the monopoly on things, they've been really, really good with us, and ALS came out the next day and have agreed that they will send a lorry to come and take away the spoil and to do the reinstatement. So from the discussion, I think that was Wednesday, they said it's could be this week just gone, but more likely to be next week, which is fine, and I will show you quickly. So the new cable came in here and into our box, and then runs all the way down into the building. This spoil came from the hole just the other side of the hoarding. Funnily enough, they ran the electrical pipe in this old clay sewer pipe, which I've not seen, but apparently is pretty common. So that's all got to go, and this was some of it left over. We've had the lorry here and taken the worst of it, but the other bit that needs to go is from the disconnection. I told the guys, look, just start throwing the gear back in there. So they have, but because they couldn't find it, they went from that point there, all up there, all the way to where our water is. The signal was bouncing all over the place, which means we've been left with all of this, which again, they are going to come and collect. Alright guys, if you have got all the way to the end, please consider subscribing. We've got a few things coming up next week, so we're doing a second viewing on a property about 20 minutes away from here. We've run all the numbers and spoken to our planning consultant, and if we can get it for the right price, fingers crossed that will be our next project. I think that this project will be coming to an end maybe 6 weeks time, so it would be really nice to have something to go on to. Obviously we want to be property developers, we don't want to be sitting around with no property to develop. I may well have tried a few new things in this video, so hopefully they have worked. Let me know in the comments, I'm sure you will.